Garcia, and I'm majoring in journalism, minoring in women's studies, and I'm currently a sophomore. I'm involved in the Women's and Gender Studies program by obviously minoring in it, but also I'm involved in a club called SAGE, which is the Society for the Advancement of Gender Equity, and the Women's and Gender Studies program always supports us in everything we do. And I'm actually vice president for that club, and we do different events or get involved in different organizations here on campus that deal with issues that we highly believe in, which is either issues that revolve around social justice or obviously specifically feminism. So SAGE is, we do a lot of different events on campus, like whether it's participating or sponsoring, but one that we're known for is the Vagina Monologues, which just passed. But Vagina Monologues is a set of monologues about women, real women who talk about their vaginas openly, whether it's on a good perspective or obviously a bad perspective. So we help out with that by volunteering and obviously promoting it and being involved with obviously in promotions and getting donations, because all the proceeds do go to Access. So we help out with that. That's something we're known for, but we're definitely just trying to, right now we're working on trying to build credibility for our organization and making us more known on campus. So we have little events, I guess, with Ask a Feminist booth, and that's where we usually set up in the MU, the Memorial Union, and that's where we kind of have our board, our SAGE bulletin board, and then we have people who volunteer to sit there and kind of just have anyone's welcome to come up to us and ask us questions. Sometimes we have topics now to get more people involved. A lot of people, I feel are nervous to come and ask a feminist a question, but we definitely try to do that to kind of show more advocacy and kind of participation in the community, that we're not some scary people, that people are open to talking to us. So we've had some people talk to us, which is really good. But yeah, I think we're definitely just trying to create more a club to be more structured and creating events and participating in social justice advocacy on this campus. Feminism to me means equality in all aspects of life. So I identify as an intersectional feminist, and intersectional feminism revolves on different bases of inequality based on race, class, gender, and sexuality. So I definitely identify with that as identifying as a Latinx woman. So with that identification, there's different aspects of inequality that I would experience compared to another woman. So I definitely, and I know many people in my club SAGE, we definitely advocate for more intersectional feminism, because we are not only involved in feminism, we're obviously involved in different social justice advocacies here on campus. So I got into feminism probably in high school. I didn't really identify with it until I really noticed the injustice and inequalities that women's faced. So it's become a very big aspect in my life, obviously taking it now as a women's and gender studies minor, and becoming more involved either on campus or different social justice issues, whether it's on social media or just by voice, expressing my beliefs. So feminism has become a core aspect of my personality, and essentially it's become a core aspect of what I want to do in the future, since I do want to become involved with more social justice stories or advocacies, and specifically with my identity and then my gender as well. Latinx, it's kind of a new word that's now utilized more in vocabulary, but Latinx is a more inclusive term to define the community of Latinos and Latinas. Since Spanish, the language Spanish is very gendered, and it's, when talking about a whole group of people, is generally used more in that male perspective. So with these new terms of using Latinx, or just using the X in any aspects where language is gendered, it's to provide a more inclusive environment for people and to kind of welcome that everyone can utilize this language and anyone can identify with Latino or Latinas. Just because traditionally, with our language, since it's being gendered, there has been conflicts of traditional aspects, so a lot of older people don't agree with this because they believe that we're changing the language and changing basically our culture. But if anything, it's creating a more inclusive and inviting experience to our culture, because a lot of people might not feel like they don't identify with Latino or Latina just because it is gendered. So using Latinx allows them to experience their culture more and not be kind of left out just because they don't necessarily fall under the two categories of Latino or Latina. I utilize that word now more more traditionally in my language to make sure I'm creating like a more inclusive environment in the speech I use and the vocabulary I use. I identify as Latina, but I like to use Latinx sometimes to kind of again, like create a more inclusive environment, make sure everyone's involved in the conversation. I definitely try to teach other people utilizing that word too. I use it more often in my household, and it's become more normalized, I guess, because like again, older generations still believe that we're just changing the dynamics of things, but if anything, we're evolving them. And I definitely explain that to my parents of utilizing that word more, and they're kind of understanding the idea behind it, but a lot of older generations will still hold their old beliefs, but I definitely hope to incorporate it more, and definitely in everything I do, try to use Latinx or try to use more inclusive language.